Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. Today was supposed to just be a normal mail day video showing off some recent cards that I got in the mail. But the most recent one that I got has me scratching my head a little bit, has me in a little bit of a dilemma in terms of what I should do with the card. So I'm going to show that off and ask for your thoughts, opinions on what I should do with the card. But I'm first going to start off with some of the other cards I got in the mail recently. One of them is a really cool pickup. Really glad that I have that as part of my collection now. And then we'll finish with the one that has me going, I'm going to start off as I normally do, showing off my Wade Boggs pickups. And I have four, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 4 art cards by that artist Q that I picked up. And the first one is of Boggs with his classic follow through there. Looks like he may have hit a ground ball toward second base or so. Most likely between first and second for a hit, but cool image there. And this one is serial numbered 4 out of 10 with the artist's signature on it. Then we have a sort of a portrait of Boggs in his Tampa Bay Devil Rays uniform. Another 4 out of 10. Here's a really cool picture of him in his Red Sox uniform sporting that stash. Looks to be, probably a picture from the, I would say mid 80s or so. Also serial numbered 4 out of 10. And then we finish up with a close-up portrait of him in a Yankees uniform. Looks like he's maybe sitting in the dugout. Got a little smirk on his face, not sure what he's reacting to or looking at, but this one's 3 out of 10. And I did pick up the next Boggs card is another art card. And I've mentioned in previous videos that one of the artists that I really, really like that does these types of art cards and has a really, this artist Q here, nothing against him, but they're not beyond player collectors. Most people don't really, collect those cards. But this artist has a pretty big following. I missed out on the 2 previous cards released by this artist, and they went for, I think one of them went for over $100. I really, really wanted this one. I put in a fairly aggressive bid, won it for, I think, maybe half, maybe around $50, $40, $50, something like that. But I really wanted it, and the reason being is, this is from artist John Hatton, and this is the 1978 Topps design. So you know how I love 78 Topps, and so I really, really wanted this one, and I'm so glad that I'm able to add this one. So it is a 1 of 1 signed by him, done in 2021, and I don't know, just really love his artwork. Some of them are a little bit more fine detail. This one isn't as much, but again, can't go wrong with a 78 Topps design in a Red Sox uniform. So really happy about this one. The last one that I'm really happy about as well is a card from 2007 Upper Deck Premier. And one of the inserts is the Premier patches. And Boggs has 2 versions of the card, and there are multiple parallels. There's, I think, just called the regular, I believe. Yeah, it's the regular. Then there's the, and the regular ones are serial numbered out of 82. The gold, serial numbered out of 26. Then you go to the platinum out of 5 and masterpiece out of 1. So I'm going to show off some of the ones, the base ones out of 82. So here's the first design. And all these have just really cool patches to them. So serial numbered out of 82, and this one spells out BOS for Boston. And the back of the card's pretty cool as well. This one here, and I actually have a second copy that I forget which one, possibly this one here. My wife got for me. This was before she started looking at my checklist to find cards that I didn't have. So she was either for a birthday or Christmas early on, and it may have even been while we were dating before we were married, and saw this card and thought it was cool. And of course it is. So this one spells out BOS as well, but what's interesting is the S is a double ray patch. So there are the two versions I have of the BOS. The other version is as number 26. And so this one's also serial numbered out of 82. Really cool Red Sox patches. I mean, not solid pieces that they have like a almost all of them are two color. Really cool. Then I had one of the gold versions, and I had the number 26, and this is numbered serial numbered 22 out of 26. Now this one, the patch pieces aren't as exciting, but it's still a cool card. And so I was missing the gold version of the BOS, and that is the one that I was able to recently acquire. And again, really cool patch pieces. This is serial numbered 6 out of 26. Really, really pleased with that. So now I have both versions. I don't have the Platinum or Masterpiece yet. I'm not even sure if I've seen any of them ever pop up on eBay. So I'm sure they're in someone's private collection, maybe another Boggs collector, or someone else that just hasn't put them up for sale. So there are those two there. I did pick up a vintage Hall of Fame card, and this one I've had been complaining recently that it's been hard to find some 77 Topps cards that are, one, well centered, and two, that aren't priced crazy, just based on comps that are just way above that. I'm not going to pay it. And I showed two 77 Topps recently that I picked up, and I've picked up a third one here recently, and it's of Willie Stargell. Nice PSA 7. Centering is really nice. May not be perfect, but it is a lot better than some of the 77s I've seen. So really pleased with that. Has a pretty nice back. You can see maybe a little bit of diamond centering more on the back, that top to bottom, left to right, angle, but I'm not worried about it. Generally well centered. So very happy with this Willie Stargell purchase. All right, now for the card that's causing a dilemma on my part on what I should do. If you're familiar with the 79 Topps cards, you know that set is notorious for off-center diamond centering. It's really hard to find well-centered cards, and especially there are three. The Ozzie Smith rookie card, really hard to find, well-centered. Then there's the Willie Stargell, and the third is the Dave Winfield. I have the Ozzie Smith, I have the Willie Stargell, and just picked up the Dave Winfield. Now, at first glance, you say that is a nicely centered card, and that was the first thing I saw on the listing. Now, the dilemma I have, and I'm going to point out some of the flaws here. I'm not blaming the seller at all. This isn't a listing that I think didn't highlight things or whatever. This is on me, that when I looked closer at the card, I didn't pick up some things, and one of them, if I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, hopefully it picks it up. Okay. Now, there's a little bit of a roller ink, a little bit of black there. Okay, that's not so bad. The background right there has some issues, and I thought that there's a surface. There's something going on with the surface of the card there. Not sure what it is. I thought it may have been just a glare because the picture was taken at a bit of an angle, and there's some light shining on the card, but it was, I could have zoomed in, and anyway, that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is this listing only had a picture of the front of the card and did not show a picture of the back of the card. Well, I start looking at it and I'm like, you know what, generally, hey, I'm fine with this. It's a 7. It's not supposed to be perfect. Generally speaking, it's well centered. 79s, just like 78s, you're going to get the occasional, ink roll mark there. That's in a, part of the card. The overall image presents well, but then I turn the card over, and this is the centering of the back of the card. Now again, on the back of the card, I don't mind if it's off center a little bit, but this is, if you submitted this with qualifiers, this one may have been a 9 miscut off center, or my guess is the 7 is without the qualifier and it dropped it down either from a 9 or an 8 to a 7. The corners are really sharp. Look at those corners. They're really nice. All right. So this very well could have been, even with those print marks there, this could have been potentially a 9, but got dropped down to 7 with the centering on the back. So my dilemma is, A, do I keep the card, say, hey, I'm not worried about the back, the front, which is what I look at most of the time. I'm looking at the front of the card, not necessarily the back of the card. Do I keep it, move on? I'm only in for $20, so this didn't break the bank. Do I just say, hey, this is fine, I'm pleased with the front? If I had seen the back of the card, I'm not sure if I would have bought it. So that plays into it. So A is keep the card, don't worry about the back, John, and move on to another vintage card that you want to knock off the list. Or B, do I find another copy? Go out and try to find, and that 8s are running around $45-50. I don't want to spend that much on this card, so I'd be looking for another 7 and just wait till I find one that has decent centering on the front and back. If I do go out and get another copy, what do I do with this one? Do I sell it? Do I look to maybe take it to the National with, I don't know, maybe some other cards, look to do, cash and trade for a card that I find? Not sure I'm going to get much in a trade for it, maybe $10 or so. Or do I have it as part of a future contest this year, as part of a giveaway, maybe not the only giveaway, but part of a prize for a contest that I may have? So would like to know your thoughts. Should this remain in my collection and say, John, I wouldn't worry about the back? Or, hey, go and get a nicer copy that has a better front and back, and then from there, do I look to trade it? Do I look to sell it? Would you want this as a contest giveaway? So let me know in the comments. Would appreciate it. But all in all, I think I had a pretty good mail day. If you enjoyed this video, would appreciate you supporting my channel and hitting that like button. If you missed my previous video, you can check it out right here. And if you're currently not subscribed and you enjoy watching videos featuring vintage and modern baseball cards, you can subscribe to my channel right here, and better yet, click that bell to be notified next time I upload a video. That's all I have for you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.